Chris, back in 2014, we did this.
2014? No, we didn't.
You're right. We didn't do this in 2014. Back in 2024, we
there
did
you go.
this, where we were looking at songs from 1994 because we thought, what a stacked year. Let's do a March Madness draft. Song versus song.
Like a
Let
bracket,
the listeners,
not a draft, like a bracket.
Yeah, like a bracket. Let people vote for it. And we would do weekly recaps of what won and what was going to be the new matchup. And it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun that we forgot to do it last year.
Yeah. That's fine.
But I was like, we should bring that back. I think that the listeners had a lot of fun. We're going to do this a little bit differently, though. For those of you who might not remember, we had a hell of a time dealing with SurveyMonkey, which I think after 30 votes would not let us see any of the other votes without us paying for like the pro account of SurveyMonkey. So I'm going to run down all these songs, but what I need from you guys is to go to our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is always bumping One Hit Thunder. Find our Facebook group for the One Hit Thunder Facebook group. I'll make sure to link that in all of these episodes that come out. And I will be posting on the first Monday, on the Monday of every week, I will post the brackets for people to vote for 4 days. And then on those Fridays, you and I will go over the results. One of these episodes is going to sound real janky-ass because you're going to be on the road at the time that the results come in. So it might be you on speakerphone for all we know while we go over this.
And I'm not even going to try to ask you how you are getting this many answers, especially in the first round, from each person. Are you having them like one person comment with all their answers and then you're keeping...
No, I'm going to put up polls. I'm just going to put up a shit ton of polls for people to vote on.
Okay. Okay, that works.
Yeah, there's going to be, let's see, I'm doing the very quick math here. There's going to be 16 polls on the very first Monday of March.
Right.
So I sent you a list of something like 40 songs.
Uh-huh.
And I said, you figure out the 32 that you think are the best songs to represent 1996, and you seed them out. Because I think last time I just did a randomizer, and it was like pitting up heavy hitters right out the gate.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through each one of these matchups, and we're going to do our predictions of who we think is going to win.
Do you think I did a good job of like putting what should be at number 1 versus what should be at number 8?
I do, because as I'm looking at each one of these, the opening matchup is one where I'm like, oh, definitely this will win. And then when I get to the fourth round, I'm like, ooh, this could be a coin flip.
That's how it should work. If it's seated correctly, all the ones should be like, oh, this is obvious. Yeah. Okay.
So the first one, Smashing Pumpkins 1979 versus Local H, Bound to the Floor.
Is that a 1 versus 8?
That's a 1 versus 8.
Okay.
And I love that Local H song, but there's no world where this is walking out of this first matchup.
I thought, maybe this is personal preference, and I'm not even that big of a Smashing Pumpkins guy, but I think 1979, as we've talked about ad nauseum on this podcast, I think it's one of the best songs of the 90s. So I put it as a number 1 seed. I would assume it's going to cruise to an easy victory.
Probably. I should also note, I was very hyper-focused on not necessarily songs from albums in 1996. It was just, did the single hit radio between January 1996 and December of 1996. So this is obviously off their 1995 album, but this was the final single released in like February of 96.
Okay.
Which is wild because I think of it as such a summer song for it to be like that early in the year. Speaking of summer songs, we've got Sublime What I Got versus Mark Morrison's Return of the Mac.
You got to tell us what the seeds are on these.
Oh, sorry. So this is a seed 2 versus a seed 7 here.
Okay.
Sublime is seed 2. I think that if people are voting honestly, Mark Morrison should win this. But knowing the people who like our show, I think Sublime is going to crush this one.
Come on. You really think Return of the Mac is you think people should assume that's better than What I Got's a great song.
What I Got's a great song, but I think Return of the Mac is so... ever since we've done that episode, I don't think I've DJ'd a party where I haven't snuck Return of the Mac onto that playlist because I just love it so much.
I think What I Got's going to win, and I think What I Got deserves to win.
All right. Seed 3 versus Seed 6. You've got Space Hog in the meantime at 3 coming up against Jewel, You Were Meant for Me, a Seed 6. I think this is the right seeding here. I think this one could be a really close battle depending on people's memories of the 90s, but you know me, I think Space Hog in the meantime is like a top 10 greatest songs of the entire 90s competitor. So
I think every bass player who's out there voting is going to vote for Space Hog. And I think knowing our audience for this show, I think Space Hog is going to cruise to a victory there.
Yeah, I feel bad for you on this one, Chris, though, because then we've got Seed 4, Seed 5. That's Bjork Hyper Ballad versus Donna Lewis, I Love You Always Forever. I think this is going to be maybe a tight battle, but I think that Donna Lewis is going to win out on this one. I think I think people are going to read the name Hyper Ballad, and if they're not a super Bjork or alternative fan, they're going to be like, how does that one go? But then they're going to just read I Love You Always Forever and find themselves singing the entirety of that chorus.
Hyper Ballad is, I've said in the past, my favorite song of all time, and it's definitely still up there in my top 10. But I was surprised. You're the one who sent me what songs to divide up here. I could not include it. You sent it to me, but I was surprised you included it because it's definitely not like a mainstream hit like a lot of these other songs are. It's more of like, if you're into alternative music, if you're watching 120 Minutes, if you like Bjork.
This was her only 1996 single, and I was like, Chris needs to be represented with some Bjork up in this bitch.
I hope our voters will go check out the song and see what I love so much about it. But hey,
yeah,
I still believe in Bjork in round 1.
All right, so we're moving into the next bracket here, and it's Alanis Morissette's Ironic versus the Quad City DJs. Come on and ride it, parentheses, the train, which I can't believe we haven't done a Quad City DJs episode yet. I think that's probably on the horizon. But yes, the seed 1 for Ironic versus the seed 8 for Quad City DJs is a pretty safe prediction here on how the voting is going to go.
If Quad City DJs upsets Ironic, I will be absolutely shocked. And if you're listening out there, don't try to fuck up these by being stupid and trying to make something dumb win, because there's no world where Come On Ride the Train should beat Ironic, but who knows?
I think that this could be one of our first genuine upsets if you're basing it off the seeding. Seed number 2, Green Day Brain Stew / Jade It versus seed 7, Stone Temple Pilots Big Bang Baby.
Ooh.
I love Green Day, but I think Big Bang Baby is such a genuinely better song than Brain Stew is. There's no world where I would put Stone Temple Pilots over Green Day as a band that I like, and I like both of them quite a bit, but I do think that Brain Stew, being the only single that they had in 1996 that anyone would really care about, the other one was Walking Contradiction, which I love, but was not a success. I think Stone Temple Pilots might have this one.
I don't know if Big Bang Baby is a popular enough Stone Temple Pilots song to take down even a middle of the road Green Day single. I just don't
We'll
think.
see.
I don't think it has the whatever to beat it. I don't think it has it.
Okay. So seed 3, we've got Oasis Don't Look Back in Anger against seed 6, the Goo Goo Dolls Long Way Down, which is a hell of a song. That is a great song. But I think if we're looking at popularity and people voting on the song they're more familiar with, Oasis has got the upper hand. But I think that if it's someone who's a fan of both of these bands, I could see at least for the first round people saying, I'll throw my votes to Goo Goo Dolls because I know they're not going to go all the way, but I want people to check out the song Long Way Down.
Long Way Down is a pretty good song. Was it in, do I have a false memory? Was it in Twister?
It's on the Twister soundtrack, and it was the promotional single, I think, was them performing in a Twister.
Okay. I'm personally going to be voting for Long Way Down here.
It's a really good song. I love that early Goo Goo Dolls sound with the 2 vocals that they used to do. And then the last one in this bracket, Dave Matthews Band Crash Into Me, which is a great song, versus Blackstreet No Diggity. Ooh, I think No Diggity might be the one that takes this one down. I'm sorry.
This is a 4 or 5 matchup?
This is a 4-5 matchup, and this is a tough one to. This is tough because I like Dave Matthews Band, but No Diggity is a banger of a song.
Crash Into Me, though, is such a quintessential 1996 song. It's just
but just sure to get down, good Lord. I'm walking all over town.
You've got your ball, you've got your change.
Yeah, but this is also where I feel like he sings about coming very beautifully in the song. And I come into you.
Yeah. A lot of barely innuendo in that song. It's kind of gross. Jeez, I don't know where my vote's going to go. I got to think about this one, but I'm leaning Dave Matthews here.
That's a tough one.
Hey there, One Hit Thunder listeners. Are you ready to take your music to the next level? Well, get ready to rock because this episode is brought to you by DistroKid, the ultimate digital music distribution service for artists like you. With DistroKid, you can easily upload your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music, reaching fans all around the globe. But that's just the beginning. DistroKid offers a ton of awesome features like Hyperfollow, which helps you promote your releases and get pre-saves on your songs, all for free. But wait, there's more. The DistroKid app is now available on iOS and Android. With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for those looking to perfect their sound, check out Mixia. This powerful tool allows you to put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time. But that's not all. DistroKid has just launched a brand new feature called Instant Share, allowing you to easily share large files securely with collaborators, producers, and more. With Instant Share, you can keep your music streaming at the highest quality while making the best impression possible. So what are you waiting for? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities. Possibilities that I know all about because I've been using DistroKid for years. It's seriously great. If you haven't used it before, you're going to love it. And One Hit Thunder listeners get an exclusive offer, 30% off your first year with DistroKid by signing up at distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder. That's distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder.
Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Trying to find something real in all the noise. You always do.
The artist you know, the story you don't. See Golden Globes nominee Jeremy Allen White as Bruce Springsteen. Critics are saying it's a career-defining performance.
Let's burn this place down, Johnny.
Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
All right. I love both of these artists, but this is another. We're going to the third bracket here. I love both of these artists, but this is a clear. There's no discussion on what's going to win this one. It's Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade versus Natalie Merchant's Jealousy. That's our seed 1 versus seed 8. The third best Natalie Merchant single from the album Tiger Lily, but the only one that came out in 96.
I love Natalie Merchant. I loved her work in 10,000 Maniacs way better than her solo career. But yeah, come on now. I mean, Bulls on Parade. I feel like Bulls on Parade has a good chance of going pretty far in this tourney.
I agree with that. I will say, even if no matter what song it was, if it was matched against Bulls on Parade, I don't think it's going to win. But I would say that Natalie Merchant may have had a more of a fighting chance if it was like Carnival or Wonder than Jealousy, which is just a perfectly fine song, I guess. So seed 2 versus seed 7 here is Jamiroquai, Virtual Insanity versus Dog's Eye View, Everything Falls Apart. You know what, though, Chris? While I think Jamiroquai is probably going to win this, I'm going to vote for Dog's Eye View because that song rules.
I think I'm going to vote for Dog's Eye View, too. I like that song.
That's a really catchy one. Seed 3 versus seed 6. We've got Beck, Where It's At versus Celine Dion, Because You Loved Me.
I don't see our audience voting for Celine Dion. I think
no.
Where It's At's a pretty fun song.
It's a really fun song. I think the one Celine Dion song that could have done it, but it came out the next year, It would have to be for next year's March Madness draft. Is It's All Coming Back to Me Now? Because that is a hell of a song. That is a very good song.
Is that
Because You
what's
Love
his
Me,
name song? Jim Steinman?
Boy, is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was it. And then Meatloaf covered it because he heard the Celine Dion version and was mad that Jim Steinman wrote that song and gave it to Celine Dion instead of him.
Gotcha.
And then again, you're always pretty good on these the 4-5 matchup because I think this one's going to be generational taste. I do think our audience is going to lean one way specifically, but Jim Blossom's Follow You Down versus the Spice Girls Wannabe. I mean, you have a great song from the Jim Blossoms versus arguably one of the biggest singles of 1996, paddling it out.
Well, I'm going Jim Blossoms here. I don't really care about
And I'm gonna
Spice Girls.
I'm gonna
too
go
much.
Jim Blossoms too, but I think that there's a chance a large swath of the audience goes Spice Girls.
Okay. All right. We got one
We'll
bracket
see.
left here.
One bracket left. We've got No Doubt Spiderwebs at seed 1 versus Tony Braxton Unbreak My Heart at 8. I mean, a great song. I think in any other bracket that wasn't the One Hit Thunder listening audience, Unbreak My Heart would not be the 8th seed. But yeah, I mean, this is looking at all the other options. Yeah, she's the 8th seed in this bracket, and Spiderwebs is going to just stomp all over the song. But it is a great song. This is a great love song.
I think this is going to be a landslide.
Yeah. Round 2, we've got the Foo Fighters, Big Me at seed 2 versus OMC's How Bizarre at seed 7.
This I think would be the biggest upset. If OMC takes down Foo Fighters, that would be ridiculous. That should not happen.
This is another one where originally I had written down I'll Stick Around, and then I found out that was like in October or November of 1995. So I had to do the follow-up single. I think if it was I'll Stick Around, it'd be an even bigger body slam of a win. But yeah, Foo Fighters is going to win this no matter what. But who knows? We are a one-hit wonders podcast, and people might come out of the woodwork and say, I'm going to vote for some of the one-hit wonders on these brackets.
Yeah, and when they do the story of that voting, people might go, by the rights.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. These results are bizarre. By the rights.
All right, so we've got at seed 3, the Wallflowers, One Headlight versus 311 Down, seed 6. One of your favorite songs of the 90s, Chris, 311 Down.
Unfortunately, I'm hoping there's enough Wallflowers love out there for them to advance. I do see this being a possible upset because 311 is the 6th seed here. I mean, 311 is a very polarizing. They're in the same vein as like Red Hot Chili Peppers or U2, where people like have such strong opinions about them. They hate them or they love them. Honestly, 311, I'm kind of in the middle. There are a few songs I think are pretty good by them, but I think Down is just an atrocious song.
Let me ask you, when it comes to 311 for you, are you way more leaning towards like their reggae soundings, like their chilled out vibe than their like rock vibe? Yeah. So like Amber All Mixed Up is way more in your like vibe.
I think All Mixed Up's pretty bad too. Amber, I think is really good. And I think their Cure cover is good.
Yeah. I mean, I like it all. I like it all with 311. I'm actually, by the time this comes out, it's already happened. But my friend who will be a guest on a future episode of this podcast after the Punchline tour is over, and, go see Punchline between now and March 15th. If you can, go to punchlinemusic.com to get those tour dates. He's celebrating his 40th birthday. He was a musician I used to book. He got a bunch of his musician fans, and they're just doing like a 3-hour set of covers at this local bar, and he asked me to learn the rap for Down from 311 to perform with them. But yeah, I think while this could be an upset, my vote's going to go to Wallflowers, One Headlight.
Okay.
I think that is a fantastic song. And then the last round we got here, making sure that at least some hip hop has a chance to move into the next round. We've got Bone Thugs and Harmony, The Crossroads versus the Fugees, Killing Me Softly with his song. That's a pretty solid match.
Ooh.
I do love the Fugees. I love this cover. I think my vote's going for the Crossroads, though. I can't help but love that song.
Oh, that's such a tough 4-5 matchup. I would give myself credit once again. I did a good job on these seedings.
This is a really good seed right here for the 4-5.
The 4-5 should be the hardest, and this one is so hard. I don't even know which way to go. Like, I think the Fugees are the better group, but the Crossroads is so
such a
good
good
and
song.
so 1996. I'll probably go Bone.
I think so. I don't want to do too much of this, right? But let's assume Wallflowers wins.
Uh-huh.
I think if Bone Thugs and Harmony goes up against Wallflowers, that's it. That's the end of the road for the Bone Thugs and Harmony, I think. If the Fugees go up against the Wallflowers, though, I think that could be a run for – that could be a coin toss. But I'm still going to vote for the Crossroads.
Do you have a song when you look at this that you think's going to win the whole thing?
I mean, you mentioned Bulls on Parade. I think Bulls on Parade I think that our final showdown is going to be Bulls on Parade versus I'm torn between either Space Hog or Smashing Pumpkins. I think Smashing Pumpkins. I think it's going to be 1979 versus Bulls on Parade is the final matchup.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be surprised. I think that a lot of times I think people like Rage Against the Machine more. I think they're going to like Rage more than they actually do. Because I think of Rage as one of the greatest bands ever, but not everyone thinks that way. I guess. And man, I could see like Green Day, like,
yeah, I feel like that. Listen, I've said it before. I love Green Day. Green Day makes it to the final round. That is strictly for people voting for the name Green Day and not voting for that song, because that is no one's favorite Green Day song.
we might be shocked by something like, yeah, Space Hog, I could see making a run. I don't know. I don't know if maybe Gin Blossoms could make a little surprising run. I don't know. I have no. Yeah, I would lean Rage Against the Machine, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to more than anything with this bracket is going to be not the first round. I mean, the first round's going to be fun, and we're going to have a good time with that. It's that second round, and it's going to be that second round because once again, like we did last time we did this, I will be reading you the results in the green room of a show that you're playing, and you know what? Whoever else in Punchline wants to hang. Hey, hell, if the guys in Hello Goodbye and early November want to weigh in on the results of these, I'll take as many people in that room as we can as we read the results of that matchup.
All right.
So that's going to be a fun episode. So stay tuned, subscribe. We're going to be dropping these episodes weekly until the end of the month when we get our final showdown. So like and subscribe and all that good jazz, and we'll be back next week with a regular episode of the podcast.
Hell yeah.